Hi everybody. Welcome to week 6 of our English 1020 course online. In this video, I am going to go through our week's activities as usual, but I have two things that I want to start out with at the top of this video. One that's kind of housekeeping-ish and another one that's more about the content of what we're doing this week. So I'm going to do that. Talk about housekeeping, talk about some content stuff, and then I'll get into our overview of the week's activities as usual. Okay, first, housekeeping. I've gotten a few emails, some panicked, some not, about Project Builder 4. Just a quick summary of the situation. We had some technical difficulties over the weekend navigating the chats, the different chats that have been set up for different sections, peer mentor chats versus the course chat, which was also kind of a tricky, sticky wicket. Bottom line, I'm going to give a lot of grace on that assignment. I recognize that there were some technical difficulties and miscommunications all the way around. I'm so sorry that it was confusing. And to that end, I will be grading them with a lot of grace. The main purpose or point to having you guys get feedback on your research questions was just that, just to have you engage in the process of getting feedback. So even if you got less than you thought you would get, if you were able to at least get a tiny bit of feedback on your research questions, that's the kernel of what I was going for with those assignments. So again, I apologize for any confusion. Try not to stress out. I'm not going to be grading those super harshly, especially considering the fact that there was some technical issues around just about all three of my sections had some kind of difficulty. So anyways, we'll make it through. The whole point is that everyone feels strong and situated to move forward in your research this week. Which brings me to my second point, which is the content that we're working on this week is kind of funny in that this week you're simultaneously going to be researching and reading and writing. So while I am asking you guys definitely to draft up the intro or a draft of the intro, right? It can be a shitty first draft for your iSearch paper. I also want you to keep searching, and a couple of your assignments this week kind of push you in that direction. I'll talk about those in a minute, but just know that it's going to be researching, reading, and writing kind of coexisting this week. Oftentimes in school writing, for one reason or another, we don't think of those two as able to coexist, but in real life, us scholars do that simultaneous stuff all the time. So even though sometimes it's like, well, first I need to do my research and then I can write my thing, actually we kind of do it all in tandem. So just kind of keep your brain ready because we're doing both of those activities this week. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to switch us over to the Canvas view and talk through in detail the week's activities. Alrighty. Week 6, we're continuing in our inquiry process for the iSearch, and not only are we using our secondary research strategies, but we're also drafting the intros for our iSearch papers. So to watch this week, I'm asking you guys to watch your week 6 instructor video, which you're already doing. High five. Also, there's a brief mini lesson about some research strategies, and in this first part of it's like a 2-part series of mini lessons. I do also go over what's known as the CRAP test. So you'll see that is embedded in one of your assignments for later on this week. And just know that you get the overview of that CRAP test in the mini lesson. Also, there's a little vid here that is totally cherry-picked from the research guide. So I'm going to show you in a second where to find it, but you can also have a direct link right here to this little vid. In terms of reading this week, first of all, I do want you guys to give each other feedback on your intros. So everybody's posting them to the threaded discussion. I am asking for orders of concern and probative questions to be posed. So make sure you're making at least one comment on a higher order concern, one comment on a middle order concern, one comment on a lower order concern, and posing one question to your classmates for their intros. This is our structure for peer review. If you need a refresher on that structure and you want it more fleshed out, remember that there is a mini lesson in Project 1. I believe it's week 4. I think it's week 4. So you can head back up. It's still embedded in our Canvas site. Now, I'm also asking you guys to look through the English 1020 research guide. Now, here is just the coolest thing, is that our library liaison, Veronica, embedded it into our Canvas site for us. So if you just go right over here to library resources and click, it will take you to the English 1020 research guide on the library website. You can also get to this at library.wayne.edu by typing in English 1020 research guide. So awesome that we have this little shortcut here supplied by Veronica. Here's her contact information. As you guys are reading through this, you'll notice that some of this stuff is going to be useful to some people. Others of it, it's going to all be useful. Really, using this resource site as a resource as needed is why it's here. So you can watch these videos about subject specialist librarians. You can see here this week's little vid is actually embedded here. You can check out the disciplinary databases, finding books in the catalog. Also, there is this iSearch guide sheet, which is really nifty. Let's see, where do I have it here? Just download it again. It is so cool. You can use this to help you as you're working through your search and your sources. Plug in some key terms, any of the extra key terms that you use. You can plug in your databases, what are the search terms or the power searching tools you used. And then there's a spot here with links to the MLA style guide, wink, wink, where you could put the citations for any sources that are relevant. So once again, that's not part of any official assignment, but it's just a tool that's useful for you. Okay, so heading back to week 6, you got to poke around that site. You're gonna also need to find a popular source of your choosing that is furthering your iSearch trajectory. So if you're not, when I say popular source, if you're like, huh, what? Please note that that is defined on a video in the research guide, right? So once again, everything is intended to work together here in terms of the things that I'm assigning you to read. They're intended to be helpful. They're intended to help you answer other questions in other places. So make sure you find that popular source, because one of the things that I'm asking you to write this week, along with your iSearch intros, which you'll post for feedback, and your DJ, which is a responding to the readings and reflecting on your writing process, I am asking you to go through the CRAP test for a popular source for your iSearch, which is also assigned in the reading, right? So see, everything is recursive here. When we look at the calendar, looking at the whole week, I mean, once again, the hard deadline is when? Sunday. Yes, that's right. It's Sunday. But if you spread it all out throughout this week, it will really help with the manageability. So if you think, okay, week 6, I'm going to watch the instructor video, I'm going to work on my intro first and post it to the thread so that I can start getting feedback on it early. Awesome. Then on Friday-ish, if you want to look at that research strategies mini lesson, look at the resource site, respond and reflect to those readings now that you've done all of them, and then really get into your popular sources and work on your CRAP test for the Project Builder 5. All right. I think that does it for going over our week's activities. I'm going to pull it back to full view and close out this video. Okay. So we're just continuing on with our research process and starting to draft our intros this week. Just a quick announcement. I had a couple students ask me about grading Project 1. Fair question. My goal is to get them all graded this week / this weekend. So just know that I am working on them and that they will be diligently graded and responded to, hopefully by this coming Sunday. If not, maybe we might need to push it a little bit into next week, but I'm really trying to get on that so that you have the feedback from me before you guys start revising and drafting your Project 2s. Having said that, I just had a brain glitch. I can't remember what I was going to say. That just shows how well my brain is working right now. Obviously, I need a little more caffeine. I hope you guys are functioning just fine on whatever amount of caffeine you already have in your system. Hope everyone's having a great week. Stay warm. Happy researching. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. If you have any questions about your research question, about your research process, please don't hesitate to ask your peer mentors. I know some of you have peer mentors who are very generously offering office hours where they will meet with you. So take them up on that. Hit them up on the chats that they've set up for you guys, or just email them. I know every single peer mentor has made their email available to you. And also, as always, please feel free to email me. You can come to my office hours. One note about office hours. Golly, my brain. This week, this Thursday, I will not be available for the second half of my office hours. So we're doing a self-study here in the department. I have meetings from 1 p.m. until pretty much the end of the day. So I will be here from noon to 1 on Thursday. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you in my office. I'll talk to you online, and have a great week, everyone. Okay, bye.